Basically, here at Ramco, I'm part of a team called MRO Lab. MRO actually stands for Maintenance, Repair and Overhaul for the aviation industry. So my job is actually to figure out the business problems within the MRO space to create solutions that help support these processes within the MRO industry and to maybe make things easier, simpler for the engineers working. The job is challenging in the sense that it's a bit like trying to figure out something that doesn't actually have a history. On the technology side, since we are working with everything that's the latest and greatest, it's really new. We are expected to be nimble enough to take on these changes and add them as part of our application, but that's not always possible. There's a limit to how much changes we can accept. Sort of like, baking a cake and then as it's baking you decide, oh, I don't want a chocolate cake anymore, I want a vanilla cake. For me, I feel proud when I'm able to grasp something new and be able to roll with it. Here I've been for a year and a half. I have juggled around with so many different technologies and have been able to deliver on them, that I feel accomplished in the sense that I'm able to learn all of this within the time.
So for the past 1.5 years, I transferred to global pre-sales team. So our job is to respond to the requests of proposals, and we give on-site demonstrations of our product. So we get the customer's needs and we need to match with our product features and to see what our product can really benefit for their operations. One thing I learned from working in the global pre-sales team is that although we're presenting the same solutions, but facing different customers, we need to use different approach. Let's say the customers in China, in Malaysia, is quite different from the customer in Spain. One thing I feel Ramco is quite different from other companies is that Ramco really trusts the young people and give opportunities for young people. Our managers will just be the one there to guide us throughout the whole process. Before working in the technology company, I always think that all those great ideas are developed by some crazy developers sitting in a room on his own and taking several nights not sleeping. But after coming to Ramco and I meet all the people here, I realized the great ideas actually came from the brainstorm across the team. And people will work together, give advice to each other to make the great ideas to reality.
So as an innovator at the Innovation Lab of Ramco Systems, my main work is to do research. So every now and then new technologies come in. So we would research on how we can create solutions on them, and then afterwards we see whether or not we can incorporate them into our existing line of products. Ever since I was young, I had this passion for figuring out how things work and then taking them apart and then figure out how I can put them together and maybe create something similar. I got interested into technology, and because of the way technology has evolved, moving very fast, and then a lot of new interesting things come out. I want to be able to create something similar that can actually change how other people can live, like make other people's lives easier. So what excites me most is being able to develop this solution and being able to actually put it out there for people to use. So recently I'm working on creating a chatbot and enabling it for voice through Google Assistant. So I'm really excited to work on this because it's the first time that people can actually use Google Assistant and be able to perform transactions with the human capital management system.
Try it out. Like before you get a full-time job, do an internship, attachment, something. The one provided by your school is not enough. They'll get you a degree, but it will not tell you whether you actually want to do this or not. So find yourself an internship, do that, or create something. Just create a mock-up of Facebook, for example. See how that works, because that's going to be your job.
Keep innovating, so don't get stuck on one specific work or get stuck on one specific product, because if you're stuck on the same thing for numerous years, one, you'll get bored, two, you'll get wiped out by competition.
And another advice is that although you don't have a very strong technology background, but in the technology industry, we do need some people, for example me, who understand the user's needs. Other than what we can provide, we understand what user want, so we can be the bridge in between the technology developers and the end users. If the opportunity comes, just give a try.
At the end of the day, you're going to do this for the next 50 years or so. So figure that out, whether you really want to do this.